Today I'm going to finally actually speed code that Chrome extension for Giphy support on GitHub. I'm having a nice beer while I do it. It's not the best, but it will do. So where we got last time was that doing it with Create React App turned out to be almost impossible, and we found a Chrome extension boilerplate thingy that I no longer remember the name for, that we're gonna try to use to make it work this time. JJDJDJDNDBD asks me if I am a hacker. Only sometimes, depending on what you mean by hacker. So let's make this Giphy for GitHub Chrome extension, because I really need Giphy support in GitHub so that I can make proper, code reviews and stuff. So React Chrome extension is what was I gonna say? That is the boilerplate I found that works. So I'm going to copy all of that stuff over to my other repository, or should I fork it? Forking it, well, again, JJDJ blah. That is a very difficult name to pronounce. It really depends on what you mean by hacker. If you mean by somebody who breaks into things and such, I probably could if I wanted to, but I try not to. If you mean by just hacking cool things together, then yes, definitely, I am one of those. So we said that it's called the React Chrome extension, which has a bunch of stuff. So let's go to React Chrome extension. How do you clone a repository and give it a different name? That would be, this is the one I'm using, right? React Chrome extension. I don't actually even know which one I'm using. Let's look at the package JSON. My extension, Chrome, React Chrome extension. We have open source, the boilerplate, Recast Studio. I think that is the one I used. Why is Chrome extension React.js project? Why does this one have more stuff? Simple React Redux examples. Injecting. Okay, I'm gonna use the other one. So React Chrome extensions. This is the one. I do not play neither Xbox nor PS4, unfortunately. I'm not much of a gamer, to be honest. I'm actually pretty bad at playing video games. I only do it sometimes to entertain myself, but that sometimes is like once a year. I have a period where I play for a week and then I stop. So I'm gonna, how do I fork this? Let's see if I can I fork it and then give it a different name? I haven't actually tried doing that before. So I'm forking the React Chrome extension, and then I'm gonna go into the settings and I'm gonna give it a different name. I'm going to delete my other GitHub Giphies. Giphy. No, what was it? Giphy. GIFs for GitHub. So this one I'm going to delete. We're going to settings. Sorry, there's something in my teeth. So settings, delete this repository, archive. Okay, I'm deleting this repository. GIF is for GitHub /. This action cannot be undone. This will permanently delete the Swizzets GIFs for GitHub repository. Delete. Yes, confirm my password. So that's going away. Now we're going to recreate it, but from this fork. GIFs for GitHub. Ooh. Okay. So this is now a thing. Rename. And let's see what happens. Awesome, that worked. So that is actually a really cool trick. So we were able to keep it marked as a fork of the Chrome extension something, but it has the GIFs for GitHub name, which is perfect. So now I can rmrf GIFs for GitHub here. So I'm deleting my old repository, and I'm also gonna delete the other repository. Then I'm gonna git clone, and then we're gonna start using this rmrf React Chrome extension, and Why is removing taking so long? That's kind of weird. So that's getting removed. Git clone, get the repository clone A, bam, git clone, go into gifs for GitHub. We open that one, random coding, gifs for GitHub, and then I'm going to just try it out so we can see that it works. Let me zoom this out a little bit. Yarn install. So we go into package.json. We're gonna say that this is gifs for GitHub. Excuse me. Version 0.1 is okay. We can keep all of this configuration. Then we open manifest.json, which is using the content.js app. So content.js is the one that we use to inject content into our page. So we're going to get the matches here. Scripts app background.js. That works for me. Actually, we don't need any background scripts for this, so we're going to remove that. And we're going to say that this runs on https://github.com star. So on all github.com pages, this is going to run. And we're going to name it gifs for GitHub. Is it like that? Yeah, let's say it's like that. Gifs for GitHub. That's the short name, the manifest version, all of that stuff. Content security policy, I don't know what that does. Web accessible resources, content CSS. Perfect. So now what we can do is go into my extensions. I'm going to delete gifs for GitHub like that. I can delete that one as well because, hey fuzzy buddy, how are you doing today? We're going to load an unpacked extension, go into random coding, gifs for GitHub, select, let's see if it installs. Could not load manifest. What did I do wrong? Maybe I forgot how to use this. README. Use React.js, installation, git clone, yarn install, yarn build. Yarn build. Adding React, so we are building it, and then we must go to /build to actually load it. That makes sense. I'm actually doing pretty great, fuzzy buddy. Today is one of those good days, and I'm really hoping that I get this thing working today. Hey Ridari, how are you doing? Could not load, invalid value for content script matches 0. So this is an invalid value. How do we make it better? Chrome extension matches. What am I doing wrong with this Redux? Match patterns. Let's see. HTTPS google.com or star google.com. So let's do let's just do github.com. So http foo google.com example org file. Hold on just a second. It sounds like there's somebody in my apartment, which sounds wrong. Okay, so that was scary. I think there were sounds outside on the street that sounded like somebody was walking around in my apartment, even though I'm home alone, and that was kind of terrifying. But the front door is locked, which I forgot to check, but I'm sure that I locked it. So okay, pretty safe, I think. So we're gonna keep using github.com. What did I get wrong with my... Okay, so github.com, let's try that again. Extensions. So, Fuzzy Buddy, I still don't understand why you went to to Sacramento for vacation. Like, what's in Sacramento? Yeah, it's a really strange place for vacation. Is there anything actually there? I've only... Why? Yeah, let's try yarn build again. Maybe I didn't actually move manifest.json over there unless I build. But yeah, every time I drive, I've actually never stopped in Sacramento. I've driven past it, and it just seems like a very strange place. Missing scheme separator. Okay. HTTPS // Yeah, that's true. Candy Cane, you have a good point. He might have family. And no, Ridari, this is not an IPA because I hate IPAs. They are the most foul thing that man has invented, or humans in general. This is what they call a milk stout, and it's actually pretty good. It's not very hoppy. Okay, invalid host wildcard. Let's try that again. So I'm apparently very bad at writing regex, and which means this speed coding is not going that great. Oh, nice. Okay, so that makes more sense. San Francisco, then Sacramento, then going to Portland and Seattle. That sounds like a great vacation, actually. So this matched GitHub Swizits gives blah, which now means we can see here that it doesn't really do anything, but I think it loaded. See, it showed up here. So if we now go into content.js, so content, let's see, public config build node modules scripts source content.js. We have, this is the, well, gotta switch it to React mode. So this is now our global global content.js, which means we can start playing around here. React frame component. Do I need a frame component? I don't need a frame component, do I? No. Alright, so we're not gonna need the frame component because, let's see, where do we go? Where can we go try to write a comment? Letter builder, use dimensions. Use dimensions has comments on it. What made me get back in the rat race of full-time jobs again? That is a very good question. I kind of alluded to it in my... I think I'm gonna write more about that when everything is fully finalized and stuff. But one of the things was just that my side business wasn't growing fast enough for my liking to be able to go fully full-time. So I was kind of contracting for my day job while I was also working on the side on my other stuff, and the other stuff wasn't growing fast enough, and it started feeling like I'm putting in a lot of work, and even if it does grow fast enough, by the time that I quote-unquote win, the question is, was it worth winning? So I figured going back to a full-time, to having the day job at a full-time while making more money than I am right now, because, you know, because I can, I would make more money, plus I would have the less pressure and more space to be able to think about better moves and maybe better ideas for what to work on in the future. So that's kind of why. That's a big reason why, and another big reason is that the day job we have some really big plans that I'm not quite allowed to talk about, and it just seemed like a really great opportunity to work on something that I didn't quite want to miss out on. So that was the reason. But as far as it being a rat race, everything's a rat race, man. It's like, until you're financially independent, everything is a rat race. And to be financially independent in this city, you need about $1.5 million in savings. I am at less than 1% of that. Wait, is that true? So 1500,123 times 0.10. Okay, so I maybe have about 5% the savings that I need to be able to not be in the rat race. So I'm gonna be in the rat race for a while yet. So let's see. We're gonna inject stuff here. We're gonna put it next to the input. For now, we're just gonna put it next to the normal text area, which means we can remove all of this stuff, and we don't need the React frame component. So I can go in. Actually, I can just say yarn remove React frame component. Okay, so that's getting removed, and then we can do what else? ls source. So git remove source app.js, source app css. We don't need that one. We also don't need app test. Come on, app test. Oh, source app test, source app test. Come on, why am I so bad at this today? Source logo. We also don't need source register service worker, and I'm pretty sure we also don't need source index.js. Yes, Fuzzy Buddy, I am working for a startup. I kind of just enjoy working at startups a lot more than I don't think I would enjoy enterprise. I've never been in enterprise, but the current startup that I'm going back to full time with, I've been with them since we were 5 guys in a living room, and now now we've grown from when I started. We were at 5 guys in a living room, and now we are at about 30 people. So you know, it's been a fun ride so far. I really should write more about it. A sweet spot in terms of time where you code best. You know what? I used to think there was. These days I think I've gotten so used to it, it really doesn't matter anymore. As long as I have peace and quiet and my mind isn't too distracted with other things, I can pretty much code whenever. So git commit -a-m prep for extension building. Great. So we've got that. We don't need the toggle function. We don't need this listener. So we don't need any of this shit. What we do need though is to look for this text area and render something next to it. So we're gonna look for the text area called, what should we call it? Or JS previewable content, comment form error, JS upload markdown image, write content, input type, text expander, text area. Yeah, let's look for the text area and just render our thing next to the text area for now. Then we're going to try merging them. Yeah, so Fuzzy Buddy, you're exactly right. When you're there from the beginning, it's a lot different than just being in the corporate rat race, and it's also very different because you have a lot of say in what's gonna happen or in how the company is gonna go. Even if you're just an engineer, you have a surprising amount of almost power, you would say, but you have a lot of influence, and you can get more influence if you want it. But wow, we are losing viewers so fast. I should probably do more speed coding and less talking about random things. So we're going to create an element. And say, so candy cane, what I'm coding is a Giphy support. Basically, what I've done, I have an app. This is the app that I use for my newsletters, and one of the coolest features is that I can do this. I can say Giphy excited, and it gives me an excited Giphy that I can then reload and get a different one, and so on. And this is very useful when you're writing, but I can't do this on where were we? I can't do it on GitHub. and I can't do /Giphy. I can't do Giphy anything, which is annoying because I like communicating with GIFs. So I'm trying to build a Chrome extension that gives me Markdown Giphy support in the GitHub editor. So that's what I'm doing tonight. And it's going to be a fun little one. So right now we're just making it, yeah, let's call this app ID gifs root. So we've got that, and then we need to append child app, not to document body, but we're going to say document find elements by find node by tag name. Oh, come on. What's it called? Document find by tag? Document find by tag. Find by tag. Document get elements by tag name. Document get elements by tag name. So every text area next to it, we're going to render. So for const text area, for const node of document blah, for each of those we're going to render our app. So our app is going to be Giphies, and we are going to render it in here. So our app is going to, we don't need the ID, but we're going to render the node in, actually, yeah, we don't even need to do that. We can just say node.get how do we get the parent? Document get parent node. So what is considered a startup is kind of weird in here in Silicon Valley, because people still like to think that Facebook is a startup even though it's really not a startup. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know exactly when a company stops being considered a startup. I just don't really have an answer. So we have a, let's see, DOM insert next to node. Let's see how we can do that. I know insert before. There we go. Node insert before. The node insert before method inserts a node before the reference node as a child of a specified parent node. So we say parent node insert before node dot parent node. Is it node dot parent node? We insert before. We are going to create a new node. So const div document dot create element div, and we're going to react dom dot so we're going to render it into the div, and we're going to inject that div insert before new node. So we're inserting div before the node, which means we're creating a div element. We're finding all of the text areas, and for each of the text area we're creating a new div element and inserting it before the text area. Then we're using React DOM to render a Giphy's component into that text area or into that div. So let's make a const Giphy's, which is going to be just a component for now that says return hello world. Hello world. Then I run yarn build, and it's going to compile our thing. Name searched in blah. Okay, index.js could not find the required file. Index.js. Okay, so git checkout origin master -- source index.js, and it's going to demand index CSS as well. Yarn build, will that work now? Let's see. I think no, it's not working. Can't resolve app. Let's look at index.js. So it's trying to do the app, which we don't have, so we don't need any of that stuff. We'll wait. Why does it even need build? Why do you require scripts build.js? Index.js. Where is index? Why do we need index? Warn and crash if required files are missing. So okay. Let's just keep the index, but not have it do anything. Will that work? Yarn build. Wonderful. So that works. Now I can go into my extensions and I can reload GIFs for GitHub. App CSS for content script. We don't need that. So we don't need the app CSS anymore. I'm going to yarn build again, and the reason we don't need app CSS is because we don't have any CSS. So we reloaded the script, the extension, go back to fix to this thing, reload the page, and we should, yay! We are finally successfully injecting a Hello World component into the thing, and that's amazing. So we have a Hello World component that is being injected into the, what's that called? Into the DOM using React. Git commit -m Hello World Chrome extension with React. Wonderful. So the next part, now we gotta build the actual Giphy component. And the easiest way to do that is to do what? I wonder what would happen if we took over the text area. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I wonder if that's something we should try, or will that break everything that GitHub has worked so hard to build? Let's not do it for now. Let's we're going to create an L. Yes. So we're going to say const search, and set search is a use state that starts with an empty thingy, and we're going to return a React fragment. What is that complaining about? Unexpected token. Okay, so we don't really have, what's the React version we have here? Please tell me it has React 16.4. Wow. Why are we using 16.4? Let's upgrade that to 16.8. 16.8. Bam. Yarn install. I hope that's going to upgrade it. So the reason I'm upgrading to 16.8 is because I want to have hooks. Cat node modules react package JSON grep version 16.8.6. Perfect. So now this should work, I hope. Let's try it again. How do we try it again? We don't really. So we have use state. We're going to get use state from React, and we're going to render an input element that has a, what should we say? We don't need a type. It's type text by default. Yes, well, depending on who you ask. I live in San Francisco, so some people say San Francisco is part of Silicon Valley, some people say it isn't. I like to think that it is, and I don't know about glamorous, but other than glamorous, I think it's pretty similar to what you see on TV. I know that I couldn't watch the Silicon Valley TV show because it hit too close to home. It was just too, especially when it first came out, it was too similar to what I was doing at the time, and I was just like, no, I can't watch this. So maybe that answers your question. So the input is going to have a value of search, and on change is going to call event, or yes, event, and we're going to then call set search with event.target.value, right? And what else do we need? Placeholder. Find. How do you feel? Yes. How do you feel? We don't need a placeholder. We're gonna figure out placeholders later. So, okay, let's remove the fragments. It doesn't like my React fragments. So yarn build. We're now going to see if we have an input element that we are able to type into. If you consider sometimes skipping poo on the streets as glamorous as SF is glamorous. Yeah, that's true. But you also get to see, like, seeing a McLaren drive around is relatively normal. Porsches don't even seem interesting anymore because they're just everywhere. And there's so many Teslas, you think it might be just a normal car. So there's a lot of glamorous stuff in San Francisco when you really think about it. There's also a lot of poop, but you know. So we have an input field that we can type into. Perfect. So we can now wrap this in a form and say on submit equals find Giphy. Find Giphy. Okay, find Giphy. And then we make function find Giphy. Let's make it an async function, and that async function is going to call our Giphy. It's going to call the Giphy API and return a result. So if we go to Giphy, and I think I have an API key already, which I'm just gonna use here and not worry about anyone stealing it because I trust you guys. And even if you do steal it, I don't really care. It's just a developer account. So developer.giphy.com. I think it's developer.giphy.com. Developers.giphy.com. Well, if you were... So, Fuzzy Buddy, if you were in Silicon Valley last week, or a week ago, that was 4th of July week, right? Everybody leaves. Especially because it was on Thursday. That means that almost everybody got Thursday and Friday off. So a lot of people just took the entire week off and went away. So yes, last week it really was extremely empty. Usually it's not that empty. So I'm gonna put this here, const Giphy key equals blah, and candy cane, this is what a McLaren is. McLaren P1. These, you, like, on average, I see one of these in San Francisco probably maybe once a month on average. At least every 2 months. And just to give you a feeling, this car costs over $1 million to buy, right? So $1 million car in San Francisco is something you see at least once a month. I've seen a Ford GT40, so I've seen one of these guys about 2 or 3 times already. I've been here for 4 years, and in those 4 years I've seen the Ford GT40 at least a couple of times, and those are really expensive and really fancy cars. Okay, well, maybe they're not that expensive, the new ones. What? You can buy that for only 170k? Well, that's crazy. So, but yes, there are a lot of people here with a lot of money, so you can see a lot of fancy things. Now, where was I? I was writing the find Giphy code. So we're gonna get a... I know there's a JavaScript Giphy library. I know that exists because I've used it before. So it is this one. iOS, Android, SDK. Come on, I know there's a JavaScript version. Giphy SDK for iOS. How did I do this before? So let me open the letter builder project, because I know I've done this before and I don't want to spend too much time thinking about it right now. Save, open the thing, and if we go into Giphy, remark Giphy search, let's see. Oh, did I just do a, what did I use? Giphy API, perfect. So yarn add Giphy API, and the way Giphy API works we will see in just a bit. Bah. Oh, that beer is not getting a lot better. So Giphy API, there we go. Bam. So now we go back to the previous project, util source letter builder random coding, gifs for GitHub, and we use this here, and we import Giphy from Giphy API, and we say Giphy key, the search result, the search is just search, and we console log the results. Now let's see what happens. I need to yarn build again. So we always, because this is an extension and we're not using a web page, we have to reload, we have to rebuild everything every time. So that is yarn build. Then I have to reload the component, which is kind of annoying, reload the page, and now I should be able to write excite and get the result. So we get the result of a bunch of data points. Wonderful. Let's do results.data 0. So yarn build again. This is mostly so that I can find which one we're using, you know. Okay, got that. Reload the page. Oh, I need to reload the component just to make sure that it's actually using the latest code. And we go here, excite, bam, we get the, oh come on, I did not want to click that. We get the GIF and it has the URL, bit.ly GIF URL. Let's add a debugger statement here as well. And we're going to say const Giphy set Giphy equals use state, that is going to be null, and then here we're going to have an image source that only shows up if Giphy exists. Then we say image source equals, let's see, maybe actually GitHub Giphy API. We can actually look at the documentation and then we will know, you know, like there's no need, well, there's no need to keep refiguring this out every time. JavaScript Giphy.com require Giphy phrase search, search, translate search. Where is my, I want to see the shape of the result. Giphy API documentation, API endpoints, search endpoint gives us, what do we get back? GIF object. Aha, type is GIF. So we need to filter this, results data filter where d.type equals GIF, because we only want the GIFs, and then we're gonna take the first one of those. And we're going to set Giphy it. So set Giphy with the result. Would I prefer an Apple Watch or a real watch? Well, I already have an Apple Watch. I also have a Fitbit because I'm weird. So I guess I would prefer an Apple Watch than a unique URL for this GIF. Let's see, is that an actual GIF or is that confused flying? That is not a great link. Embed URL, username, source, rating, content URL, user, source, post URL, update datetime, trending datetime, images. Aha! So we gotta go to Giphy.images. URL. Ah, I see. So we're going to do .url, and I don't actually know how do we get an image, the images object. The images object found in the GIF object contains a series of rendition objects, blah, 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 blah. Aha, fixed width still, fixed height small, fixed height small still, fixed width small, fixed. Let's do downsized medium. Downsized still, no. Medium, small, original. The original could be too big, right? Although, looping, preview GIF. Let's try using the fixed width data on versions of this GIF with a fixed width of 200 pixels, good for mobile. Fixed height. Let's do original. Original is going to be best because medium. Okay, fine. Let's do medium. Downsized medium. So we say images dot downsized medium, and let's also console log this just in case. Console log Giphy, so we know what we are printing. Downsized medium dot URL, like that, and that's going to be an image that just shows up. Otherwise, we are rendering null. And yes, it needs an alt, whatever. Can we do an alt? Slug bit.ly URL, username, source, rating, content URL, import datetime, images. We can use the slug, right? Yes. Alt equals giphy.slug. Great. So yarn build, and we will see what happens. Bah. Optimizing production build, reload the GIFs for GitHub extension, go here, reload the page, and then we can write here excited, enter, uncaught in promise, type error, f is not a function. Right. So we need to run find Giphy, and then we need to return false. So find Giphy and return false. That should work. Actually, let's make a function on submit. Function on submit says return false. I think that will stop the actual submission, and we run a find Giphy function. So yarn build again. Excuse me. Oh, wow. Okay, extensions, reload. That reloaded. Then we can come here, reload the page, do this, and then write excited, enter. It didn't reload when I submitted, which is great. In promise, type error p is not a function. What? Okay, let's do this. Console log results.data debugger statement, because something is going quite wrong. So, oh right, yarn build. This part is gonna get kind of annoying. We always have to yarn build and then reload the extension, and that's just kind of silly. So reload the extension, go back here, reload the page, do the thing, excited, enter. What? Let's see. Why? What is even throwing an error? That's the part I don't get. Let's try that again. extension reload errors. Anonymous function, yes, I get it. Okay, so we reloaded that, reload the page, and then write something here, press enter. Cannot read property type of undefined. What if, let's see, React form on submit. I'm doing something wrong here. I'm not sure what it is. Forms on submit, controlled component, set state, text area tag, yeah, select submit. Type submit, handle submit, this dot handle submit, which gets a event prevent default. That's what I was doing wrong. So event dot prevent default, and then we run find Giphy, and then it's going to get here and do the thing for us. So yarn build and try that again. All right, that worked. Reload this page, baby. Reload the page so that we get the new instance of our component. Excited, enter. Type error p is not a function. What am I doing wrong? So something here I'm doing wrong. Am I not instantiating things correctly? Let's see. GitHub Giphy API. I'm obviously using it wrong. So this is the one we're using, Giphy API. npm run build, whatever, require Giphy API. So we are importing Giphy. Oh my god, I am an idiot. Guess what went wrong? So you see, this is Giphy, but this is also a Giphy, which means that here when I'm calling it, everything is getting very confused, because I am essentially overwriting the library with a local variable. So we're going to say gif instead of Giphy. So we have gif, and this here is going to be set gif, and here it's going to use the gif, and here it's also going to use the gif. Right, okay. Yarn build gif.slug, or could have imported as. Yes, I could have imported as, which probably makes even more sense. Let's do it that way. So let's call Giphy API. That's going to be more clear. Giphy API, and I'm still gonna call it set gif and gif because I think that's kind of funny. So we're now running yarn build, and we've renamed this to Giphy API. Giphy is not defined. Where am I using Giphy? On line 39 gif. Okay, now it's gonna work. So reload the page, build the component, build the extension, reload the extension, reload the page, and then clear the console, and we can go in here, type excited, press enter, and voila, look what showed up. Wonderful. I don't know why debugger didn't work, doesn't matter. So we are now setting the first gif. I can write, let's say, fuzzy body, press enter, and that is, I wonder if that's what fuzzy body actually looks like. So we've got fuzzy body over there. Now we gotta figure out how to inject this into the text area. Alright, so git status, git commit -a-m, gif search works. Now text area. The problem with the text area is going to be that what is going to be the problem with the text area? Well, the problem with the text area is that, actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep it this way because I don't wanna, I feel like if I mess with the text area itself, it's going to screw things up. It should be almost the same. The problem is that this text area has a bunch of features built on top of it, and I'm not sure exactly how they're going to work. So like, I can have this search bar and inject things into the text area. That should be fine. Where it gets tricky is doing it live on the live text area and then rendering things into that. But let's try it instead as injecting. So I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? I'm going to add rebas because I like rebas, and we're going to say insert GIF like that. Add GIF. What is this complaining about? Emoji should be wrapped in a span. I don't care. And instead of searching for the GIF, we're going to here do this and this, and then we're going to const results await. Okay, so const GIF equals that. Yes, then we're going to say, what are we going to say? Our component is going to get the actual text area that we are working with. So text target equals node, and then our node is going to come in as a target, and we're going to say target dot inner HTML equals target dot inner HTML plus, we're going to say like that, this is going to be gif dot slug. That's the description of our GIF. Actually no, it's going to be search. So the description is going to say search, and then the actual Giphy is going to go into here as the URL. What was the URL we were using? Gif dot. I should not have deleted that. So let's try command Zing so that I can see what we used, because I don't want to figure it out from scratch. Oh, come on. Can Chrome be built with TypeScript? Yes. You can build Chrome extensions with TypeScript as long as you're compiling. So TypeScript, when you compile it, becomes just JavaScript, which means that you could in theory build your Chrome extension with TypeScript, compile it, and then it would run as JavaScript in the browser, which is what it does anyway. So we said images downsized medium URL. We're gonna go back to that. Target inner HTML equals target.inner oh, god damn it, plus $gif.slug, and then $gif.medium, was it medium? God damn it. Medium images. gif.images.medium, images object, medium, downsized medium dot URL, like that, and I think that should just work. Let's give it a shot. Yarn build. This is building. Excuse me. Waiting for it to build. Then we reload the extension, reload the page. Okay, add a GIF, and then we say fuzzy body. Haha! Look what showed up. Why can't I press input argument is not an what? Interesting. Why can't I? That was weird. So let's see. I have this. I can say fuzzy body. Oh, and then it gets confused. So see, this is the problem. It's getting confused because we're using JavaScript to inject content, but other than that, it should be working. So what I'm gonna do here, after we set the thing, we're going to set search as empty so that we wipe the input, and we're gonna say, what is it that we're gonna say? Wow, that did not go well. Text area inject content with JavaScript. I know, append text to text area with JavaScript. What am I doing wrong? Content text, inner text, use event delegation, about 2013. Append, okay. Use event delegation, no. Okay, let's find a better way. HTML DOM text area value property. How to add text to a text area text field. Add new text. Okay, so how are they doing it? Output text dot value. Okay, so if we say target dot value equals target dot value plus stuff, so now I can say yarn build, and we're gonna try that again. This is very old JavaScripty stuff, so don't worry if it doesn't quite make sense. So that, reload, fix top and blah, and now I can go here and I can say fuzzy body, press enter, and yeah, it's still getting confused. So why can't I input argument is not an HTML input element. Get form profile. So whatever I'm doing here is confusing. It's basically confusing GitHub, and I'm not sure why it's confusing GitHub, because it should be working. So let's see what's wrong. So this is the text area, comment body, ID, new comment field, placeholder. Why doesn't it have a value? So max height doesn't change, computed, styles, div, form, add a GIF, that's our div. Type of the input box. No, it's not the input box that's the problem. There's a problem with the actual text area. It gets confused somehow after we inject content. It gets confused. See, now it's working, but it's not working when we just inject stuff. Cannot read property type undefined, get form profile. Text. So this is the text area. What do I do? File attachment. See, because the problem is that a lot of this stuff, GitHub's text area isn't just a text area. It's kind of tricky. What if we trigger events on it? So let's see. Document get element by ID. What's the ID of this? ID is new comment field. New comment field. Let's see if that shows up. So we've got that. Now if we can say trigger JavaScript trigger key press event. Trigger a key press key down key up in JS function item blur trigger E. Dispatch event focus keyboard event key press key A. Okay, we are going to do something real nasty. So we said this is called dispatch event, and we're going to create a new keyboard event which is going to be a key press, and it's going to have the key of A, right? No? Why did that not dispatch the event? What if we instead try event? No, not event, value. The value is that inner HTML is empty. So we've got the value. If we say value plus equals hello, then hello shows up. And am I then able to type here still? Okay, so let's try that. Value plus equals our thing. So yarn build. Yarn build. Okay, come on. Yarn build extension reload fix stop and blah. Add a GIF. So I'm gonna go here and reload the page again, and then I'm going to write fuzzy body and press enter, and that did not like what I did at all. But if I do it this way, okay, let's reload from scratch again, and let's get this same URL. So I'm reloading from scratch, and then we use document blah, and we inject the same baby Wolverine fuzzy body thing or markup, and it's not working, and it's also throwing errors. But if I delete that, let's see what happens if I don't add markup and instead I add hello world. So that also didn't like it, and it also starts erroring out. Very strange. How can I fix that? What can I even do to try to fix that? I mean, the extension is now kind of built, kind of works. The problem is that it's breaking the form. Let's see. JavaScript fake typing into text area. Let's see if we can simulate keyboard input blah. Document get element by ID, create event, init event change, L dispatch. What? Interesting. Okay, let's try that. So we have the before running form handling. We are doing that. We are running prevent default. One thing I'm gonna try is we're going to trigger the change event, because I think that's what's messing it up. We need to say target.dispatch event new event change. Let's see if that makes it work. So yarn build again. When yarn build is done, we go to extensions, reload the extension, go back to GitHub, delete all of this, reload the page, and let's see if triggering the change event after we change the text area is gonna make it work. Fuzzy body, enter. Okay, we can't comment, and nope, doesn't work. Hey Adrian, how are you doing today? What do you mean welcome back? Did I drop off or something? I didn't think I dropped off. Cannot read. Okay, what is onload WFF? Right. Pretty print. Input argument is get form profile. Set field value. Okay, so they have a set field value function. Alright. A lot of progress. I like the way that sounds. So set field value. Now let's see. This is complicated. How do we hook into that? Set field value? No. I was gone for a week and that's like a month. Yeah. I feel that makes sense. Set field. Okay. So this is a problem. There is something in let me just show you that this actually works. I can click comment now and it's going to show up and it has the fuzzy body. So that actually works. Like all of our markdown and stuff works. The part that doesn't work, is injecting it's injecting code and then keeping the text area working. And I'm not sure how to fix that. I wonder if I know anyone who works at GitHub who could help me. Injecting content into GitHub text area breaks form. Conflict with Grammarly Chrome extension, Facebook, text area tag helper ignores default value, simulate input value change, helper swallows leading new line, GitHub flavored markdown, polymer elements, post CSP journey, insert line break, blah. So yeah, it doesn't work, and that kind of bothers me. What are the functions these things are calling? Let's see. How does this thing do it? Path fill, MD bold, class markdown tool, data GA click markdown toolbar, bold hotkey B, area label. So it might actually be easier to overwrite. Yeah, so this part is a conflict with LastPass, but this part here is not. That's not the part that breaks. Let's see, what does this do? Duplicate pull request, no. At, no. Because the thing, basically the problem is that when I try to insert something into the text area, it breaks GitHub's fancy form JavaScript, and that's what's breaking things. So I think I'm gonna stop at this point. I'm going to commit this, git status, git commit -a -m. inject GIF into text area, but break GitHub form. Git push origin master minus. Let's just git push to origin master. So I'm currently breaking the GitHub form, which means this is a good point to stop. Everything else kind of works, and I'm going to ask around, see if I know anyone who might be able to help me, or just spend some time coming up with a different idea. Adrian, there probably is a way to do it differently. I don't have a good idea right now, and it's getting kind of late, so I'm gonna stop, and we might continue tomorrow, or no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is I'm not allowed on the internet tomorrow, so probably Sunday or Monday we're going to keep working on this and figure it out. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to do some research and ask around. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you again next time.